It was recently reported that pop star Rihanna was injured in an e-scooter accident after she was seen with bruises on her face. Well, she's not alone. Emergency rooms everywhere are reporting a rise in injuries from these e-scooters, and for one family, the injuries were life-threatening.
The scooter flung my wife with such ferocity that doctors didn't think she would survive 3 days. In a blink of an eye, this thing destroyed my wife. On the day of the accident, my wife and I were going down to look at a bicycle. It was before opening hours. I noticed there were some scooters to the right of me. Karen got on the scooter. I saw her go past a few cars, and she pulled her hand just slightly off the steering wheel. The whole scooter just snapped. Swung her around. She came off and landed straight into the back of her head. By the time I ran up on her, she had already had blood and brain fluid coming out of her ear, and her mouth was full of blood. The EMTs rolled up. When I got to the hospital, they had already wheeled my wife into the trauma unit. The young doctor came out and started to explain to me that her injuries were very severe. Because of her brain swelling, they had to put her in a medically induced comatose state. There was tubes in every area for her. There was nothing she could do on her own. And then she had what they call a bolt. Goes in the top of your head, so the machine can monitor her brain pressures. She sustained injuries that include fracturing her skull in 10 different areas. She broke both sides of her jaw. She had major brain bleeds. Did so much damage. But I said, all we need is a friggin' Hail Mary. Somewhere just after 30 days or so, Karen made the slightest gesture.
You know how much I love you?
And that's when we kind of knew that she's going to do this.
Dean and Karen Regat are joining us now via Zoom. Dean and Karen, thanks for joining us today.
You're welcome.
So, Karen, how are you feeling now?
I am not as strong as and don't have the energy like I used to before the accident. I cannot do certain activities like I used to, but I choose to experience as much as I can. I continue to have headaches and neck aches and backaches frequently, and due to the impact, I've lost my taste and smell. But I pray every day that I get it back because I love to eat.
Yeah, well, I got to say, I know that you're having internal problems, but at least aesthetically you look great. Dean, let me ask you a question. I just want to be clear on this. Exactly what was the mechanism of injury? Was she riding it? Did she hit something? What exactly happened?
No, my wife was on her very first ride, and she went down an open parking lot, basically. We were there before opening hours, and she was heading back toward me. No speed bumps, no ruts, no holes. She just simply adjusted her right hand, the throttle hand. And when she did so, the scooter just pulled to the left and just whipped like a bucking bronco, just whipped around and just flung her.
I got you. Because to have 10 skull fractures and that level of injury, you know, it has to be a high, you know, kind of impact situation.
Yeah, the velocity is incredible. The velocity is incredible, which threw her to the ground, or the way her head snapped back and hit the pavement, the asphalt.
Sure. And Dean, it's been a little over a year since the accident. What has been the hardest part of the recovery process?
Watching my wife every day try to be herself. She can't taste or smell the flowers anymore, or taste food or smell flowers. There's just a lot of changes. Sleep patterns, but she fights every day to be her best self and her wholest self that she could possibly be. Sometimes pushes herself even too hard to do so. It's just tough watching my wife want so much of her back.
Absolutely. I mean, that would be an awful feeling for anyone in your situation. Karen, I love Dean saying that you just fight. What has kept you going? What's kept you fighting?
The love of my family and friends and life itself. Support and love that takes me further up and makes me believe in who I am today.
Oh, I love that. I really, really love that. Dean, you said, listen, there needs to be changes to the scooters, these e-scooters and their availability.
They need to be gone. They don't serve a purpose. They wouldn't be missed if they weren't there. And then by their availability, people want to get on them just like we did, think they're a toy, and it caused a lot of pain across the nation.